Welcome back to my channel, Saying Yes to Life. I'm Delisa Renideo, and I'm coming to you from my garden here in Vilcabamba, Ecuador. Today we're going to talk about something that is really touches my heart. And that is the way we feel a sense of reverence for the mystery of life, and especially the mystery of birth. Mystery of meeting new life. Think back to a time when perhaps you saw a newborn baby or a very young baby. What was that like for you? Did you marvel at her tiny little fingers or toes? Did you think about where she came from, or he? When we gaze at a newborn, any kind of newborn, a human, an animal, or any fragile new being, something shifts inside of us. Time kind of stops. Everything gets quiet inside of us. Our breath just softens. And the usual mental chatter just dissolves, and we're kind of sensing a sense of awe. And we're just drawn into presence without even trying. We're standing before the miracle of existence, life newly arrived from mystery. The baby's smallness, the delicacy of their fingers and their breath, the vulnerability, the finite is holding the infinite. Our hearts open because we recognize something sacred, life itself beginning again. And in that moment, humility arises effortlessly within us. We sense how vast the creative force behind this tiny being must be, and how little we understand it. We like to describe things scientifically, but describing it is very different from understanding it. Yet we're also part of it. And there's another kind of wonder that arises as we watch. We have the realization that this little one trusts life completely, without question, without hesitation. They arrive ready to breathe, ready to receive, ready to belong. And that level of trust humbles us. It feels like an unspoken teaching, a reminder that that same force that formed this child's heartbeat is the same force that's breathing through me and through you. The world is continually birthing. Everywhere we look, life is being born. The world is never finished. A seed splits open beneath the soil, a leaf unfurls, a baby bird breaks through the shell and greets the morning. This is the same miracle we felt in the newborn. Life, once again, choosing form. If we pause long enough, we can feel it, that quiet pulse of creation, beating beneath everything. It's there in the rhythm of the tides, in the breath of the forest, in the turning of the seasons. The world is constantly renewing itself, and it invites us to do the same. Even the cycle of daylight and darkness coming around again and again is showing us how life is renewing itself. And when we meet life this way, not as something to manage, but as something to revere, a subtle shift happens inside of us. We begin to trust the intelligence that animates it all. We realize that life doesn't need our control. It just asks for our presence. Reverence grows naturally from that trust, from recognizing that every moment is the universe giving birth to itself again. Now, this birthing happens within us as well, after we're born, after we're fully formed. So life is not only creating around us, it's creating through us. Every time we let go of an old belief, or a fear, or a habit of self-protection, something new is born inside of us. We may not call it birth, but that is exactly what it is. The birth of a new way of being. And sometimes it's a new thought. Sometimes it's a new capacity for love, or the courage and the ability to forgive, or the strength to stay open when it would be easier to close. These are the tender newborns of the Spirit within us. And this newborn needs gentleness and patience and care, just like a baby. Each new awareness arrives trusting that we will nurture it into life. To live reverently is to recognize this process, to honor it in ourselves and in one another. Because we are not static beings. We are continuums of becoming. We are forever being born, forever discovering what love can make of us. And this process helps us to remember our kinship with all of life. This continual birthing connects us with everything else that's alive. The same creative current that shaped our hearts flows through the rivers and the trees and the stars. We are kin. We are threads in the same vast tapestry of life. I remember when I was a child in Alaska, reading in my social studies book that the United States was rich in natural resources. And I couldn't understand it. I literally did not understand what that meant. What were they talking about? Natural resources. When my teacher explained that natural resources meant things like forests and rivers, that made absolutely no sense to me. Literally no sense. What language was this that they were speaking? I didn't even understand the concept of using trees and rivers to make money or build a country. Rivers and forests were rivers and forests. They were part of our world. They were alive and generous and beautiful. We heated our house with wood from the trees. We fished in the rivers. We interacted with them. We lived with them. But did that make them into something else? Something called natural resources? That idea felt so foreign to me that I really couldn't even grasp it. And I don't think I fully realized what it meant, how deeply we've exploited nature under that name, until I was an adult. Reverence, I think, is what I felt back then, even if I didn't have the word for it yet. It's the awareness that nothing in this world is a commodity. Everything is relationship. Everything is sacred. So we're all part of a collective birth. Right now, humanity itself is in a kind of labor. We're letting go of old stories, stories of separation, stories of competition and domination, and something new is beginning to crown, ready to be born. A consciousness of collaboration, of harmony and reverence for all of life. We are not spectators to this birth. We are participants. Each time we choose compassion over control, or curiosity over judgment, or presence over distraction, we help bring this new world into being. Reverence is how we midwife this transformation, by remembering that creation is ongoing and that life keeps loving itself into form, and that we are part of that love. So perhaps my invitation for you today is to pause for a moment, to notice what is being born in you, and what is being born around you, and to feel the miracle that keeps happening in every breath, in every sunrise, in every act of conscious choice and tenderness, to remember that you too are life arriving again and again and again, fresh, mysterious, and sacred. May we meet life that way. May we meet each other that way, in reverence. So I want to thank you for being here today. Thank you for being the amazing mystery of life that you are, and for being part of this continual birthing of the new, of the mysterious.